The difference between an average producer and a Hall of Fame producer is they're even willing to lie to themselves until they learn to love Dial Day. Dial Day is where all the activity is created. Dial Day, there is no in-home, there is no appointment, there is no helping families if you're not willing to learn to fall in love with Dial Day. So real quick, I just want to go down the line here. Quick couple tips on how to set yourself up for a successful Dial Day, and we'll start with Dean.
Mindset. Wake up with a positive attitude. Understand that when you start picking up the phone, someone needs your help when you start going through those leads. It's not about you, it's about them. So like I talked about earlier, leave personal stuff behind. Just get your mind in the right time. Get up earlier, get yourself going, and prepare yourself the day before. Like if it's a Sunday, take 20, 30 minutes before you go to bed or whatever. Organize your leads, print out your dial tracker, use the dial tracker, because that's gonna allow you to keep your activity, and just rock and roll Monday until your days are full. Don't stop. If you go through a whole Monday and you didn't book up your 15, 20 appointment goal, like Darlene does, continue dialing on Tuesday, Wednesday. Sometimes you got to do that, but I promise you the results are going to be worth it.
Love it. Darlene?
Preparation. You need to have those leads. You can't just, roll into Dial Day late. You need to get there on time, start early. You're just going to have a advantage if you start earlier in the day than if you start later, and you're just going to feel behind if you start later, and then you're not going to be motivated to finish. One other thing that I do mentally that kind of keeps me on point is I just think that, when I do get those yeses, those are my people. Those were the people I was trying to reach all along. I'm not worried about the ones that said no, the ones that are not interested. Those are not my people. Yep. So I don't know what it is about that line. I mean, it's nothing special, but it just helps me keep going because I'm just looking for my people, the ones that want to meet with me and want my help. So,
love it. Robbie?
Okay, so on Dial Day, if you think about it, there are 52 weeks in the year. There's 2 dial days in each week, so that's 104 days of dialing each year, okay? So instead of starting at 8:30, I start at 7:30, which gives me an extra 104 hours, which is a little over 4 days extra from anybody else. So I'm going to beat you. And so literally in that first hour, I usually book 4 or 5 appointments because they know that a telemarketer is not going to call them then. And the way I do it with the voice message that I leave, I usually get 5 or 6 people that call me back throughout the day and the evening, which ends up giving me about 15, 16 appointments. So what I try to do is start at 7:30 in the morning, and by noon I've got 10 appointments, and then I'm out and I'm running appointments on Thursday or Monday afternoons to get extra ones in there, because I know that between 12 noon and 8 o'clock at night, I'm going to get 5 or 6 more of those people calling me back, and I'm going to end up with 15 or 16 appointments. So that's how I do it.
Yeah, so first things first, get up and chug an energy drink. Y'all are laughing, but I swear to you, like, your focus and energy, like, get the blood pumping beforehand. I like to listen to music on the way into the office, get me pumped up. So 8 to 9, like, start early, 7:30 if you want to, but 8 to 9 is the best hour of the day. I can't tell you how many people walk in at 9 o'clock and they've already missed, like, 6 appointments. Be on live dials and unmute. Being on live dials, obviously accountability, unmuting, you get better, and you can help other agents when you're learning. And then I think the biggest thing is dial fast, really fast. Like, don't take breaks in between dials. John Whitmore said it the other day. If you look at your contacts, you don't let there be gaps in your dials, right? You should have so many different dials per minute. Don't stop until 15. And I think the biggest piece of advice I could give is sometimes evenings are sometimes the best dial times. So many people get discouraged because their morning dial day didn't go the way they want and they quit right in the afternoon. Like, you can't come into this and think that every single morning is going to be the best time to dial, because you're calling different people on different days. People's schedules are different, okay? Some days I'll have like 2 appointments by lunchtime, and then evening I'll book 10 in an hour, right? So, like, that's the biggest thing. Dial fast and don't stop until you get 15, because if you dial for 12 hours, you're going to get 15 appointments if you actually dial.
Yeah, same exact thing happened to me the other day. We had a training like this last Thursday in Vancouver, Washington, so I dialed all day Wednesday to make sure I set up my weekend, and I was super discouraged because I got my butt kicked all Wednesday morning. I'm like, crap, like, I don't have any time to dial tomorrow. I'm going to be at this training, I got to travel, and then I ended up staying on the phones, and this magic thing happens between 4 to 7 p.m. and 4 to 8 p.m., but even like a little bit closer to 8, I started booking a crazy amount of appointments. I think I had 2 going into 6 p.m. And then between 6 and 8, I got to 13. So you just have to understand that they just got done with dinner. They just got home from work. Some mornings I've got 15 before noon, and some days I'm sitting at 2 at 6 p.m. So you just have to understand that, the ebbs and the flows of the business, it happens to everybody, but it's like my goal is to help families. And if I don't get enough appointments, I'm going to dial in between appointments. I'm going to figure it out, because this dialing is just the engine. Dialing is the gasoline, okay? Dial is the gasoline. If you don't have gasoline, you don't got a business. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, no problem. Well, here, we'll go ahead and we'll edit that. I'll have you jump up here real quick and get that. You're good. You're good. It's only a problem if it broke and I got to pay for it. Should be fine. Good? Awesome. Okay. We good? Awesome. Okay, so kind of moving on to the next part here. Let's talk just a little bit quickly about the importance of being assumptive on the phone. I mean, Robbie, when you call people, you're not questioning anything. Everything's assumptive. You are asking questions, but you're asking questions you already know the answer to. So talk a little bit about assumptiveness on the phone.
Okay, so of course we're in the South here, so I treat it like I'm Andy Griffith when I'm on the phone with the folks here, because I'm dealing with a lot of people that are final expense. Literally, I wrote Hall of Fame, and 90% of my business last year was final expense. Okay, and that's hard, but that's what I did. But when I call them up, of course, on these instant internet leads, they've probably been inundated by a bunch of telemarketers calling them. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to disarm them at the beginning of this conversation. So I just start up, hey, Johnny, this is Robbie. I'm with Family First Life. I don't say Benefit Center or anything like that. I'm very honest with them. This is Robbie, and I'm with Family First Life right here in Fort Mill on Highway 160. And I'm right down from the Chick-fil-A, which is right here next to I-77. You know where that Chick-fil-A is? And they're like, yeah. I said, yeah, we walk over there for lunch every day. I said, but just want to let you know I'm not a telemarketer or anything like that. But I'm getting back to you, and I'm looking at this form here that was just put on my desk by one of the girls here in the office. And I'm looking at it, and it looks like it came from a questionnaire that was filled out online, and it probably got a bunch of telemarketers calling you about life insurance. Have they been calling you? And they're like, yeah, they've been calling me. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? They really mess it up for us local guys. They really mess. I say local several times, okay? And then I say, since I'm right here, I said, I'd love to do some homework for you. Let me ask you a couple questions. You a smoker or non-smoker? If they start giving me the answers to these questions, I'm in. Okay, and they usually do. Any major health issues with your heart, cancer, diabetes? No. And then I'll ask this question: what's your work schedule? Either they're, unemployed. Sometimes they're unemployed. Usually they're either disabled or they are retired. Some of them say, well, I get home about 5 in the afternoon, but I know when they're going to be home. If they're retired, I'll ask them this question. I'll say, you more a morning person or an afternoon person? They'll tell me. And then I'll say, okay, well, good. I'm looking at my schedule tomorrow. Which works better for you, 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock? I never ask a question where they can say yes or no, because they'll say no and shut it down. So I lead it. Is it going to be 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock? Oh, 3 o'clock's better for me. Okay, good. And I'm looking here. It says that you're at 355 Ravenna Drive. Is that 355 on the mailbox or the house? Oh, it's on the mailbox. Okay, good. Listen, I love dogs. You got any attack dogs I need to know about? And then if they start giving me landmarks and stuff, you're in. You go ahead and you say that's a varsity appointment or rated as a 4, instead of a 1 or a JV appointment. But yeah, that's how I get those appointments and I set them. But I just let them know straight up, I'm just right here. I'm local. If you start talking to them like they're just people and you're a person too, and they realize that you're not some guy from some foreign country that's trying to talk to them, you're okay.
Brandon, give us the point of view from telesales. So you're going to go book a telesales appointment. I think it might be more powerful for us to hear kind of how you transition into the one call close.
So for me, the telesale appointment, I'm being very assumptive that if they pick up the phone, that they're going to actually have time to take care of this, because most people, if they answer the phone, they typically have time. If you don't have time, you're not going to answer the phone. So I'm being very assumptive with that in the beginning, and going into it. So for me, it's about coming in. My come in is, hey, I hit you from the beginning, but I'm not a telemarketer. Don't hang up. That's the first line out of my mouth. And the reason I do that is because I know myself. Whenever I get a call from a number that I don't know, I'm already thinking that it's a telemarketer or somebody that I shouldn't be talking to at this time. And if I answer it, and as soon as I hear that you're not somebody that I know, I just shut down. I'll hang up on you. I might curse you out, but I shut down. So for me, I like to lead with, I'm not a telemarketer, don't hang up. And then that at least makes them pause for a moment and knocks them back on their heels so that they can actually hear that next line out of my mouth. And then I'm going to be very descriptive with that on why I'm getting back to you at this time. And so my name is Brandon. I'm getting back to you regarding the form that you hand filled out and sent back to my office, okay, for the mortgage protection for the loan there with Bank of America. Okay, and then now they're like, oh yes, I remember that. Now I have your attention. Now we can talk about. I can run through the information, verify the information, your date of birth, the address, and everything, and then what I like to do is I'll give the option. So I like to give people the option to choose the phone versus me telling them that we're going to do it over the phone, because I just feel like if you choose it, you're going to be more inclined to moving forward with the process if I let you choose it. But I'm going to lead you there to choosing what I want you to choose. So I let you know this process is only 20 minutes. Like it's a 20-minute process. It can be done two ways, due to the current environment. We can do it two ways. We can either, I can come out to your home and we can do it face to face, or we can do it over a phone call, which option works best for you. Okay, and typically when we talk about the current environment, with variants and things out here and me getting in your face or doing it over the phone, you're more inclined to say that phone option sounds good. Right, and then now once we choose that phone option, now the transition is to seeing if we can get you to do the one call close right now, which is okay. Since we're going to do it over the phone, well, first what I like to do is I like to make sure you understand what the process is going to look like over the phone. First of all, so I'm not just wasting my time. Hopefully, over the phone with you, so letting you know, hey, if we're going to do it over the phone, this is what the process is going to look like. Okay, we're gonna, once I find a plan that fits your needs and most importantly your budget, we are going to be submitting a request today to see if you can be approved. Okay, and that is going to require some very sensitive information to be provided to the insurance companies. Things like your driver's license, your bank account information, as well as your social security number. Is that going to be a problem for you? And most people say, no, it's not going to be a problem because they're already used to taking care of important things over the phone right now. Okay, and now once we establish that, now it's about the transition and what Jamie is talking about, the transition to the one call close, which is, okay, hey, I actually have about 40 minutes before my next scheduled appointment. Again, the process is 20 minutes. You got about 20 minutes right now? We can go ahead and knock it out right now? And most people are like, yeah, I got some time right now. Bam, now we get right into the appointment.
I love it. And I'll give you guys kind of how I book an internet lead here. So typical internet lead, I'm just going to run straight through the script and I'm going to break it down for you guys. Ring, hello. Dean?
Yep.
Yeah. This is Jamie. I'm just getting back to you in regards to that inquiry that you sent into my office about the life insurance here for Lynn County. I'm just the medical underwriter who's been assigned to get that informational packet out there to you. I just need to confirm a delivery address. I got the 123 Main Street, is that correct?
Click.
I
just hung up.
Ring.
Yeah.
Dean?
Yeah.
Hey, this is Jamie. I'm not a telemarketer.
Okay.
My job is just to get the information out there to you. I'm assuming that you're probably getting blown up with phone calls from telemarketers about that inquiry you made about the life insurance. Is that correct?
Yeah, them daggone telemarketers. call
Yeah,
me
I
every
totally
day.
understand. Super annoying. I'm actually the manager calling back to apologize. You've been receiving so many phone calls. My job is just to get that information out there to you like you were originally requesting before your phone started blowing up. Let's go ahead and get that taken care of. I got a date of birth here, 8/15/93. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, perfect. And hey, just real quick, 30 seconds, I'll have you off the phone. Most people typically fill these out because they want to make sure if they pass away, they can leave some money behind for their family, take care of final expenses. Is that what you were looking for, or something different?
Yeah, leave a little bit more for my family.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what most people say. Gotcha. So, hey, this is pretty simple. It's all non-medical. That means there's no blood, no urine, no needles, no doctor's appointments. My job is just to come out there, verify that you are who you say you are, deliver the informational packet, and just make sure you're not like 600 pounds or strapped down to a bed full time. That's not you, right?
No.
Okay, perfect. So they are going to have me dispatched out there most of the day tomorrow as well as Saturday. I'll be seeing about 25 families a day. So obviously I don't have a lot of time, only about 5 or 10 minutes to get this out there to you. You working, retired, or disabled?
I'm working, but can you just mail it to me?
Yeah, I wish that I could mail it to you. That would make my job a heck of a lot easier. But because these programs are state regulated, they do require me to actually deliver this out to you, verify that you are who you say you are. So what's the latest you've ever been home from work?
5:30.
5:30. Okay, I don't have anything at 5:30, but I do have a 5:45 or a 6:15. Which one do you want?
Can you do like 7? I'll do dinner at 6:15.
I do not have a 7, but I have a 7:15 or a
That
7:45.
works.
All right,
Let's do
7:15. Perfect. Go ahead and grab a pen and paper. I'm going to have you write down my state license number. I am required to give it to you.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So first I'll have you write down my name, which is Jamie, Jamie. Next will be our appointment time, 7:15, and my state license number, 123456. Can you repeat that back to me?
Yep. Jamie, 7:15, and 123456 is your license number.
Perfect. Okay. And just so you know, Dean, I've got brown hair and a brown beard. I'll be wearing a name tag around my neck. So if you see somebody fitting that description walking up to your front door, you can put the shotgun away, okay?
I got you.
All right, perfect, man. I look forward to meeting you and helping you. And hey, real quick, you're pretty good at keeping your appointments, right?
Yeah.
All right,
I'll be
awesome.
here.
So you're not going to leave me sweating out in the sun, are you?
No, I ain't going nowhere. It's Monday night.
All right, perfect, man. I look forward to meeting you and helping you.
All right.
Have a good day. Boom.
Give me some pushback on
I
that.
appreciate the objections. That gives you guys
It's
something
going to
real.
happen. That's why I did it.
It's absolutely going to happen. And you have to I've been around the block a couple times. So as much as I was like, this guy over here throwing me off, I've been thrown off thousands of times. So it becomes something that's not as big of a deal. So the number one thing I want to kind of go over before we jump into the next section, every single script is the exact same. So we all have different word tracks, but for the most part, we're following the exact same structure. So who I am, why I'm calling, let me confirm a piece of information to bring it back to the top of your mind or to prove that you did fill it out. How would I have your birthday if you didn't fill it out? Do you think I just have your birthday? There's no way. Why they filled it out. Hey, so just to confirm real quick, most people fill it out for XYZ reason. I'm assuming that's what you were looking for or something different. If I get a yes, I'm in. Robbie talks about I'm in. It's a trial close. So they've said they want the information. How it works. Hey, real quick, super simple. Good news is it's all non-medical. No blood, no urine, no needles, no doctor's appointments. All that they have me do. I use the word they a lot. So if somebody's like, hey, can you mail it out to me? Hey, they don't let me because it's all state regulated. It's not me, it's they. They have a boss, they have a they. So they can relate to that. So why they fill it out, how it works, clear the schedule. Hey, are you working, retired, or disabled? I'm working. Notice how, hey, what's the latest you've ever been off work? I always ask that question. What's the latest you've ever been off work? 5:30. Okay, perfect. Notice how I didn't say, perfect, 5:30 works. I said, I don't have a 5:30. I'm busy. And I gave him, 6:15, 6:45. He said, can we do 7? I don't have a 7. But I do have a 7:15 or a 7:45 because I'm busy. Okay? So clear the schedule. I know they're actually going to be home. Any of y'all struggle with no-shows? You suck at clearing the schedule. I promise you. Book the appointment and then tie it down. Okay, so how did I tie it down? Go grab a pen and a paper. Hey, do me a quick favor, Dean. Go grab a pen and a paper. I don't have a pen and a paper, okay? I don't have a pen and paper. I'm about to lose control right now. So, all right, perfect. Here's what we're going to do. This is your cell phone. It can receive a text message? Yes. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send you a text with XYZ piece of information, and then you're going to send me a text back letting me know you received it. Sound fair? Yes, that sounds fair. I'm still in control. Hey, go ahead and grab a pen and paper. They go grab a pen and paper. Okay, and can you repeat that number back for me? Go grab the pen and paper, please. I can't tell you how many times I've shown up, and there it is. Sticky note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, Jamie, 7:15. Okay, and then you continue to tie it down. Hey, here's what I look like. Hey, put the shotgun away when I show up. Hey, you got any big dogs or gates I got to jump over to get to the front door? And then I always like to look at the weather. If it's cold, hey, you're not going to leave me on your front step shivering, are you? You're not going to leave me on the front step getting soaked in the rain, are you? You're not going to leave me on the front step, sweating, are you? And then they're like imagining me sweating on the front step. And they're like, all right, I'm going to let them in. So I don't get porched very often. Okay, they let me in. So every single phone script is the exact same. The last thing I'll touch on is just, we're not the telemarketer. Hey, Mary, how you doing today? How's the weather? It's just we're not that person. My previous business, I was calling business owners trying to get in the door, and a lot of times I'm getting stuck with the gatekeeper, the front desk secretary. I'm talking to Mary at the front desk. With Mary, I got to be super friendly to get through Mary to get to Robbie, who's the person I really want to talk to. Now I'm talking directly to Robbie, okay, and he filled it out. I was previously cold calling to try to get a hold of a business owner. I had to be that peppy person, whereas I'm here to fill the request that you filled out. Monotone, not dead, but monotone, direct, assumptive. My pace is typically like 70% slower than I'm talking right now because I want them to listen. I want to kind of draw them into everything that I'm doing. So dialing the phone, it's something you get with practice, doing it over and over and over and over again. Every single person here, one of the common denominators is they have dialed that phone. They have pressed that green button thousands and thousands. Thousands is so grossly underestimating it. There's been hundreds of thousands of dials between these 6 people, okay? So you get good by doing it over and over and over again.
And join live dials and get live coaching. That's the key to it. That's how you get better. Have someone mentor you.
Awesome. Yeah, quick commercial on live dials. It's a great way to be accountable. If you are not in an office like this, jump on live dials. I work from my farmhouse in Oregon, so live dials is where my community is, and we're all on together because dialing alone sucks. Being with people is one of the best ways to do it. Great way to get feedback, great way to get better. If you guys have ever been on live dials and someone's giving you feedback and it's helped you get better, raise your hand. Okay, proof enough. Okay, so live dials is absolutely incredible. Plug into a real office, dial in front of somebody, or jump on live dials. That's our section on dialing the phone.